finally are like, okay, I'm gonna reinvent my whole life now. Right? Like they're washing off the sins of the previous year or the outcomes of the previous year, and they're like, this is gonna be starting new. Do you feel like we need to wait till the new year to make a change? Yeah, that's what I want to talk about. Like January 1st is not magic, right? It's I mean, it might give us a clean slate feeling, but it's simply the case that it's a date that we all feel like turns anew. But June 15th is the new January, right? If orange is the new black, June's the new January. Uh, I want you guys to understand that this is a spot for us to check in on where we're at with what we had originally said we were going to do. Right, so I'm going to ask you guys some questions today. If you have them handy on your phone, you can pull them out. If not, just write the questions down. But I'm going to ask you guys questions on like what were your goals? Where are you at? And then what do we want them to be for the rest of the year? All right. So if you got them, you can pull them out. You can help me follow GPS. But we have half the year done, and of course, now we have half of the information. So if you're ahead of your pace, anyone ahead of pace right now? Yeah, it's okay. Could be ahead of pace. Is that like a half race? Are you ahead of pace?
Yeah, definitely.
Congratulations.
Definitely.
So what this says is actually new forward, right? If anyone's not ahead of pace, what's your new target? One of my favorite coaches used to tell me this. He would say, there's no such thing as an unrealistic goal. There's only unrealistic actions to achieve said goal. So as you're looking at the rest of this year, like, what do you want to do? Why don't we just treat this like it's January 1st right now? Let's break this into 2 years. And this is you're getting, what are your New Year's resolution? Obviously, July 1st would be the second half of the year. For a couple weeks out, it gives you guys time to be thinking about what you can do. All right. So time to recalculate. Are we going to go with the same exact number or are we going to create a new one? Either way, write it down. What do you want to accomplish between now and the end of the year? So that's question number one for you. What do you want to accomplish between now and the end of the year? Then, of course, we got priorities. What is going to get the best hours you have to put in the day? What are going to be the things that you go out of your way to make sure happen every day? And the strategy, I actually like this one. This is probably the best part about having 2 New Year's in one, is you already know what happened January to now, right? So I'm assuming there's something that's worked. And then there's probably a lot of things that didn't work at all. So this is a great opportunity for us to cut what is not working and to double or triple down on what is. So that's a simple question to write down. Like, what is working and what's not? So we're not really worried about whether we hit the Q1 number or Q2 number. We're not really worried about changing anything, to be honest with you. It's just simply about taking stock in where you're at and then making a choice for where you want to go. All right. Who has a one sheet in here? Raise your hand if you got a one sheet. Only one person? Yeah, you're the freak that has it. She's like half raising her hand.
Yeah, like I did.
Brent, you got a mic over there? What's a one sheet?
Oh my goodness. A one sheet is probably the best tool you could use to look at your business and figure out what it is you need to do in order to move your business forward based on what your goal is.
Okay, so before you explain what it is, who knows what a one sheet is? Everyone who's been on daily growth, right? Okay, so since you don't know what a one sheet is, or at the very least, other than Brittany, you don't have one, that should be one of the goals that you create over the next 2 weeks is just get my one sheet filled out. Very simple. So what is the one sheet if you want to dive into a little bit more?
Very simple. You put in what it is you want to accomplish. You put in what your splits are, and then you put in what your top sources are for business. So do you get your business from open houses? Do you get them from internet leads? You get it from Sphere? You put that information in, and then it will process everything out, and it will tell you, it'll give you a 1-3-5. So it'll give you goal, priority, strategy on what you need to do to accomplish your main goal. And then it will also give you a tracking sheet that you can print off. The top of the tracking sheet reflects what your daily activity and monthly results should be. So you're basically staring at that every single day. So as you're writing down your contacts or your attempts or whatever it is you're tracking, you're looking at what you actually need to accomplish for the day. So it's a constant reminder, and then it gives you a place down at the bottom where you get to tally it all up. So when we're asking you guys for your numbers, and we're like, oh, did you like put it in? Did you do all the activity and follow up, boss? Yes, activities tracked. If the answer is no, you're able to track that down below, and then you can just reference those when you're doing your data input, you're tracking on a daily or weekly basis.
Well, the reason we call it a one sheet is because it's literally you fill out one sheet and it gives you 7 or 8 sheets.
Yeah.
But you only have to do one thing. The other beautiful thing about it, which is super appropriate for what we're talking about today, is you can actually fill it out midway through the year.
Yes.
Right? You can tell it, okay, well, this is what happened Q1, this is what happened Q2. And then if you don't want to change your goal, so I honestly don't think there's any shame in changing your goal up or down. Right? If you're ahead, you might need to adjust it up. Maybe you need to push yourself a little harder. If you're behind, you might want to put something that feels more realistic for what you're willing to do. What people who have goals and they just like constantly are way behind and there's zero chance of hitting that.
Well, think about this. This is the way the one sheet would work. If you're behind by 50%, for instance, and you leave your goal the same and you go and say, I didn't do good in Q1 and I did okay in Q2. It's basically going to take what your goal is minus what your result is, and it's going to compact all of that
Jam
into,
Q2, 3, and 4.
yeah, it's gonna compact it into 2 quarters. And so it's going to like drive your activity up to the roof. And the reality is when you see that number, you're either going to, if you don't plan on stepping up to that number, then I mean, you need to either adjust your activities or your goal, right?
Yeah. So, for example, if your goal was 2 a month, then by the end of Q2, you should be at 12. And if you're at 6, then now it's going to say, well, you got to get 18 in the next 6 months, which is 2.5 a month, right? So, or 3 a month, sorry. It's 3 a month now. So now you're going to have to push that much harder. But the beautiful thing is, guys, we don't have to wait for the end of this year. And as someone who's coached for quite a while now, I think this is a common theme that we do. We're like, 2026 didn't work out. I'm waiting for 2027. And so we give up on 6, 7, 4, 5, whatever months of the year. We give up on that. It's like, guys, do not do that. You want the best chance of hitting your goal in 2027? It's cruising into 2027 with momentum. So what's going through your head on taking a look at goals today? What's going through your head as you guys heard this? The questions you wrote down.
Sounds like it's a good time to reevaluate your business.
So what would reevaluating your business look like?
So, so a good time so we don't get behind. And I heard momentum going into 2026. So that would be looking like, I'll just say for me, it's like, what was my goal I have on my economic model? Where am I at? What do I need to do? Like, what do I need to add in or keep doing or get rid of? And I really liked, well, how are your best hours going to be spent? I thought that was really key. Like, how are you using your time and managing your time? It's not just about managing your clients and all the things, it's your time. So reevaluating that and changing it and deciding what you're going to do.
Yeah,
That's-
yes.
Well, using the hours better, and then like on the one sheet, which where do you find said one sheet?
Mm.
In mapping?
Where's this? There's soft, it's a pen.
Oh, sweet. That's awesome. But,
That was only for her.
yeah,
It's,
no, we all
we'll share it.
yes.
Sure.
Sure, everyone knows where it is.
So it would be breaking down this lead source, and then how can I spend more time around the lead sources that are producing the business for me? So I don't miss it.
Yeah.
So that-
What this will do too is, you know, just speaking directly what you're talking about, when you put your top lead sources in, it'll tell you how many transactions you technically should get from that lead source over the next 6 months. So if you know, hey, I'm gonna get 4 from this particular source, then that tells you where you should be putting your attention.
So, yeah, this is kind of how you guys are operating your businesses. It's how most people do. I just imagine you're on a 12-hour drive. So where's 12 hours from Boise?
San Francisco.
San Francisco? If you go slow.
Right.
Yeah.
Almost to Phoenix, Arizona.
Let's just say San Francisco. You're going to San Francisco. It's a 12-hour drive. Okay. So 12 months in a year, 12-hour drive. You guys tracking. Let's say you put San Francisco in your GPS. And you look at which way it says to go, and you go, but your GPS is on silent and your screen's blacked out. And then, let's say, I don't know, let's just say 2 hours go by and you check in. Is there a chance you might have missed the turn or it might have gone the wrong way?
Yes.
What if 6 hours went by? If you just pointed your car, I think San Francisco's that way.
I actually know how to get there without GPS.
Yeah, but that's like knowing your goals, and that's
If
knowing
you
this.
didn't see your goals, yes, you yeah, right. So let's assume you don't know where the San Francisco's at, right? Like or the exact drive. Like that's the point. And you put the blinders up, you don't look at signs. Even if you know how to get to San Francisco, if you don't look at signs, you might still miss a freaking turn, right? But here's the beautiful thing about the one sheet if you use it properly. Not only are you do you have your goal in one spot, but the tracking has your goal right on top. And so now you can check it daily. So instead of checking it once a month or once every 6 months, you literally are like, oh yeah, I said I was gonna sell 3 homes a month. Crap. I'm behind. Right? Or wow, I'm ahead. Like this is looking realistic. Whatever the case may be, like the more often you check it, the more you can course correct. If you I mean, look, here's the let's just face the facts. This is if you actually want to hit your fucking goal. If you don't want to hit your fucking goal and you don't give a shit about it, then don't worry about this. But like, I don't know how else to say it. I mean, and I'm saying the quiet part out loud. Brent's cringing over here, by the way. So yes,
That's a big
before-
mirror.
before you cringe, like I'm saying the quiet part out loud. There's a lot of people who don't go up and don't give a shit. I implore you, if you don't give a shit about your goal, change it to something you do, please. Okay. Or hold on. If you said 2 a month and you really only want to get 1 a month, change it to 1 and crush it. Don't have something up there that you don't care about. Okay. Push for what it is you want.
And the only other thing I would add is if you just, for lack of better words, don't think you care about your goal no matter what the number is, then think about what impact that goal would have on something other than yourself. Like if you hit this number, what impact would it have on your family? What impact would it have on, something that you want for your family? My guess is if you don't care about your goal, any goal, then you haven't actually tied it to something that actually matters.
Yeah.
And your financial thermostat is just set too low and you don't know what the improved financial situation would actually do for those around you.
Let me give you a real life example of that. Brent and I spoke at the team meeting last week and they asked us to hang around afterwards to talk to some people. And this guy came up, he's been a part of our daily growth. And I was talking with someone else and he just kind of overheard. He's like, well, you see, the problem is like, I don't really need the money. And I was like, okay, that's good for you. And then no more than maybe 20 seconds goes by, Brent. And he's like, well, I was going to do that, but it's too expensive. So this person's saying, I don't need money, but then he's also saying like, I don't have money for this. And so and here's what I know subconsciously, this person is constantly walking through life just thinking he can't do X, Y, or Z because he doesn't have the money. But then he's also subconsciously walking through life thinking, I don't need money. And these things are at direct odds. And I did hold a mirror up. If you can believe that. I know it sounds weird, but I actually said, like, hey, did you just hear yourself? And I he's like, oh man. And you could start to see the wheels are spinning. He's like, well, what can I do? And one of my favorite things on this, because this comes up a lot, people say, I don't need the money. Well, what about the people in your life? Like the people closest to you, if they came up to you today and said, my car broke down, it's 10 grand to fix it, I don't know what to do. Could you write a check and not think twice about it? And if the answer is no, then it's like, okay, are you doing everything in your world that you're capable of to earn the amount of money you're capable of earning? And I would say if you're not, then like you might be selfish. Right.
That's been Kenny's saying right there is if you think you don't need the money, that's just you being selfish.
Expand on that.
Well, it's the same exact thought process. He basically says that if you're capable and you have potential and you're in a business where income is unlimited, it's set to the ceiling of what you're willing to put into it, and you're not willing to fight and scratch your way to your highest potential earning, then you're being selfish. And it's because there are people in your world that don't have the same opportunity, that don't have the same talent or potential or income earning opportunities that could have something negative happen in their life. And you could be the one that helps solve that problem. And because you're unwilling to live up to your potential, you're being selfish.
Yeah, if you're blessed with the ability to earn and someone's not, and then you choose not to, it's just like someone who the difference between someone who can read, someone who can't, but the person who can read doesn't. There's no difference, right? You guys are blessed with the ability to earn. You're blessed with an industry that allows you the opportunity to earn. And I would just trickle down on what he said there, like tying that back to this, like this is how you can remind yourself to make course corrections. We've been driving for 6 hours. We're not sure if we're on our way to where we wanted to go. Time to look at the GPS. That's what the goal is today. So anything else you guys want to add? Thoughts, comments, ahas?
They all want to go fill out their one sheet.
I can tell they almost ran out of here ready to fill out their one sheet. We're sending one sheets out. Is that right? How long would it take, Brent, to fill out a one sheet?
You're gonna have to book it into your calendar because it'll take at least 5 minutes.
Okay.
Good setup.
Okay. So if you care about the direction you're headed in your business, like carve out, I would say 15. So you can fill it out and you can study it and understand it. Okay.
If you log into the drive, everyone's been shared with them.
If you log into the drive,
Yes.
what would you just search for
If
one sheet?
Type in one sheet, it will come up.
Is it one space sheet?
Yes.
If you type in one space sheet in the Google Drive, it should pop up. Violet said you can message her directly.
Yes, you can. 'Cause I did.
And-
remember what-
And did you create one specifically for
for
everyone?
each person.
Okay,
yes.
cool.
So we'll say like Violet Ferguson one sheet.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I got mine.
Cool.
If you look at your emails, also in.
Hey, thank you guys for putting up with that. I do care about your goals, even if sometimes you forget about them. I care about them, and I want to help you to them. So if we got to lean on you or push you or make you feel uncomfortable, then so be it. Let's get into some gratitude here. So